There was once a young man named Aaron, known in his village for his quick temper. His anger would flare up over the smallest of things. A careless remark, a delayed service, or even a wrong turn would set him off. This anger would often make him lose friends, cause problems at work, and create tension in his family. Though Aaron realized this, he didn't know how to control it. One day, after a particularly heated argument with his boss, Aaron's frustration reached its peak. He sat in his room that night, feeling regretful but helpless. He remembered a conversation he had once overheard between two older men in the village. One of them had said, "Anger is like a fire. If you don't control it, it will burn everything around you. But if you learn to control it, you can use it to warm your house." This idea stayed with Aaron. He began thinking deeply about it. If I don't control my anger, it's going to destroy everything I love. But if I learn to manage it, it could help me grow. The next morning, he went to visit an old wise man in the village. The villagers respected him for his calm demeanor and his wisdom. Aaron shared his struggles with him. "I lose my temper at the smallest things," Aaron confessed. "I don't want to live like this anymore. How can I control my anger?" The wise man smiled gently and said, "Anger is a natural feeling, Aaron. It's not about stopping anger. It's about knowing how to handle it. Let me give you a simple practice to follow." The wise man handed Aaron a small jar filled with stones and said, "Every time you feel angry, pick a stone from this jar. Hold it tightly in your hand and count to 10 slowly. As you count, focus on your breathing. If you can, put the stone back in the jar after you've calmed down. The stone is a reminder that you hold the power to control your emotions." Aaron was skeptical but decided to give it a try. That day, on his way home, he bumped into a friend who was rude to him. The old habit kicked in, and he felt his anger rising. But remembering the wise man's advice, he quickly reached for the stone in his pocket and started counting to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By the time he finished counting, Aaron noticed something remarkable. The fire of anger that had been burning inside him started to cool down. He was still upset, but it no longer felt uncontrollable. Instead of shouting, he calmly responded to his friend. He walked away feeling proud of himself for the first time in a long while. As days went by, Aaron practiced this method of counting and breathing whenever he felt anger rising. Slowly but surely, he noticed a change. His anger no longer controlled him. He was able to think before reacting, making more thoughtful decisions. His relationships with friends and family improved. Even at work, his boss noticed the change in him, and they began to work better together. One evening, as Aaron sat with his father, the old man asked him, "Son, I've noticed a big change in you lately. You seem much more peaceful. What's the secret?" Aaron smiled and replied, "It's not a secret, Father. I've learned to control my anger. It's like controlling fire. Now, instead of burning things down, I use it to warm my heart." His father nodded, pleased with his son's growth. Aaron realized that true strength came from within. Controlling his anger wasn't about suppressing it, but about understanding it and choosing how to react. From that day forward, Aaron's life changed. He felt more at peace, and his relationships thrived. The small practice of counting to 10 not only helped him control his anger, but also taught him the valuable lesson that, in life, we cannot always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. Anger is a natural emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. By learning to manage it and taking a moment to breathe before reacting, you can transform your anger